Good morning, everyone. I'm, as always, going live all of the places. So we are talking about change that you have created or may or may not have created in your world. And what change have you created as a neurodivergent in your world? What have you done for your world? Not necessarily everybody around you, your world. Yesterday, one of our team members who used to be a coaching client and was a coaching client for a couple of years wrote a blog for us to put on our own website. And I sat and I bawled. Not gonna lie, I cried. I cried for quite a few minutes when I saw her when I saw what she submitted before I could format it and do all of the SEO things that I needed to do and all of that. And why did I cry? So the title of her blog was I wasn't lazy, I was lonely. How many of us as a neurodivergent are just lonely? We have shame, we're frustrated with ourselves, we're frustrated with the world around us. Her blog, though, when I say I bawled for probably a half hour and I had to go fix my makeup before I did some advocacy for one of my other clients. Because the title alone, I wasn't lazy, I was lonely. Rebecca is an amazing soul, and she shares a story, and I'm not going to share the story with you, but she shares a story of something that just made her spiral. It made her spiral. And why did it make her spiral? Because she was embarrassed. She had a lot of guilt, a lot of shame. She had mom guilt. And it sank her deeper into depression and frustration and all of that. Good morning, Mary Beth. Good morning, Lopez. And when she realized that she wasn't being lazy, that she wasn't stupid, that she wasn't like whatever, fill in the blank with whatever negative word, she realized she was just lonely and needed support, but not support in the going to the therapist once a week and sitting and sharing her feelings kind of support of people who get it, who validate those feelings of spiraling out. Hi, Ivan. Who understand, don't judge, kind of giggle at you when you mention like trying to lock your house with your car keys, and that doesn't work because push buttons don't work to lock your house. Who don't criticize but support, give tips, give tricks, give tools, give just give love. And to her, that was the thing that mattered. It wasn't the coaching that I did with her. It wasn't, and she does mention that the coaching helped and all of that, but it was the community that just changed everything in her world. And then by changing her world, she changed her son's world. By changing her son's world, she changed her husband's world. By changing her husband's world and her son's world and her world, she changed her best friend's world. And her best friend joined our community. And it just has this massive ripple effect. We often think about, especially when those of us that have justice sensitivity think we have to do like some major thing to change our world. We have to get our PhD. We have to be a therapist. We have to go out and volunteer. We have to do all of these things. But then we forget ourselves. We forget to change our world and what it means to change our life and what that means for every single person connected to us and those connected to those people and connected to those people and connected to those people, how that changed the world one person at a time. And it is so much more powerful when you do that. It is so much more, I think the word's transformational, maybe. Hi, Deidre. Hi, Doug. It's it's hard to it's really hard to find the right word, because transformation, yeah, it has a transformation ripple effect. I think is a good word. But understanding that You just need to change yourself and focus on yourself. And that doesn't mean in a selfish way. That means the grow, change, get out of your comfort zone. Because for Rebecca, one of the things that I remember from a couple of our first group coaching calls, good morning, Stan Leash. Thank you, Sedated. It's her first coaching call with us. She was terrified. She was terrified to talk at all. She was terrified to be in a group with anybody else. She was terrified to share stories, share her shame, share her frustration. And now this girl, I say girl, she's a 37-year-old mom. Right now, this girl, she stood up to me a couple of weeks ago and called me out on something that she was worried would cause a problem. She is now a member of my team. She is now an ADHD coach. She is now looking to change that next person's world to help them change their world and all of that. Good morning, Patrick. Good morning, Ellie. Good morning, Blake. Thank you, Sedated, for sharing. Thank you so much. But because I was able to reach her, and she was able to just step up, to get out of her comfort zone, show up for herself, and just show up. She just showed up to community coaching calls. She didn't talk. I think it took months for her to really talk, if I remember correctly. But she started to make her change for herself. She invested in herself in a real way. And this is where our world of mindset and there is a lot of toxic positivity, especially in the ADHD world. And we hear ADHD is your superpower, and it's not a disability. I'm sorry. ADHD is well, no, I'm not sorry. ADHD is a disability. It is completely a disability. Good morning, Steampunk. And it is good morning, Gabriel. Good morning, Rick. Thank you for joining me. It's so important for us to remember that we have to take the time to focus on ourselves in order to make the next change and to change the world around us and to change the world for those that we love around us. We want to, especially as women, we want to be the best version of ourselves for our children so our children have a better life. We want to, good morning, Board and What Gives. Good morning, Nat. Good morning, Gerard. It's just so important for us to remember that change starts with us, and change starts in our world, as in your personal little isolated spot in the world. And when we don't invest in ourselves, and no, don't hustle hard. That doesn't work, especially if you're neurodivergent. Good morning, Billy. Good morning, Micah. Good morning, Luke. Remember that we have to invest in ourselves in a way that's actually going to work for ourselves. Don't do something that's not going to work for your brain, especially if you're neurodivergent, especially if you're a busy mom. All of these things. Do something that's going to change the world how you need it today. I hope you all have an amazing day today. If you want to build a community, if you want to build change, you could always join us at ND Hive. The links are below. We love you, and we want you to help change your world, because that's the most important part of the world to change.